Barigalust! Welcome to the AWWA Armenian Voices, where Armenian stories live, breathe, and are passed on. In each episode, you'll hear real Armenian voices sharing personal stories about culture, family, and identity. Stories that help us stay connected to who we are and where we come from. This week's stories are all about the power of love. We hope you enjoy this episode, brought to you by the Armenian Women's Welfare Association, AWWA, where our mission since 1915 has been to honor, uplift, and care for our elders, advocate for their voices, and honor Armenian heritage.
My name is Mike Demirchian. I'm 29 years old, and I'm born and raised in Linfield, Massachusetts. Here's a little bit about me in the form of a few questions, and I'll begin. What was it like growing up Armenian or Armenian American? I was born just south of Boston in Quincy, Mass, to immigrant parents, both born in Armenia. My dad came to Boston in 1980 with his immediate family, and they immediately started to work in a shoe factory in Lynn. My parents eventually got married in 1990, and our family's next chapter began. As I grew up, we spoke Eastern Armenian in the house, and I learned Western Armenian at Armenian Sisters Academy, a then local Catholic school that helped forge many friendships and my educational foundation. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to those older, few Armenian artists on CD, mostly Adis and Vache for a while during our car rides back and forth to the school and to see friends. Seeing our family always together, along with cousins, their families, it was a great way to demonstrate the core values of our people from an early age. We played Armenian music, we danced Armenian, spoke Armenian, ate Armenian. I'm truly grateful for my upbringing and my childhood and for all the hard work my parents put to instilling many of those cultural beliefs and traditions into my blood. Transitioning from Armenian school to the local middle school was very difficult for me, but it helped strengthen my appreciation for Armenians. They just understood me. Truthfully, I went to high school, didn't have too many friends that were Armenian, but thankfully there was at least one family we were close to, and that made it that much easier for me to mesh well with the rest, as he had a very easy time being friends with everyone else. And with that, just a lot of good memories were formed, and I really attribute a lot of that to being Armenian, because we really prioritize family, we prioritize our culture, our heritage, our history. We always live through it, we remember it, we have so many different cultural and religious celebrations, and it's very enriching to have such a rich history and to be part of a bloodline from thousands and thousands of years. Next question was, what do you love most about your heritage? I love the deep-rooted sense of pride for being Armenian. I love the strong emphasis on family. I'm very pleased when we toast to so many different aspects of our lives that may often go unnoticed or unappreciated. There's a sequence in some cases, which truly makes any gathering that much more impressive. And I really love the character of various parts of the country. I mean, Armenia is beautiful. There's so many different landscapes, so many different dialects. People have always opened their arms. They're willing to feed you no matter what, even if you're not hungry. They're very inviting and nurturing people that we have. And we really have a lot of beautiful churches, very moving pastors at those churches, both locally and in the country. And I really am proud of our incredible affinity for the arts, expressed through various concerts, TV shows, movies, and many more outlets. Next up, what do you wish more people understood about Armenian culture? Although we are typically associated with the genocide or the Kardashians, There are thousands of years of historical obstacles and challenges we've survived and persevered through. And there's so much more that we've contributed to society, both on a local and global stage. Even now, we have political unrest, and our neighbors cannot seem to allow us to live in peace. We have a rich history, beautiful poems, clever proverbs, witty humor, and dozens of dialects in our small little nation. Our impact on the world still resonates today, with examples like the MRI scanner, the ATM, the handheld air dryer, and so much more. There's really so much more to explore and so much to learn, and that's what I would like to see Armenians and non-Armenians alike take the time, read and understand the history and get the context that we've always wanted to contribute. We've always been there to help support our neighbors and our friends, but unfortunately, we've always been in conflicted, contested territory. And it's just been a matter of wrong place, wrong time, but we persevered. Look at us now. Next was a question, can you share a story about an Armenian elder in your life and what they mean to you? My paternal grandfather set the stage for our family in America. He had a cousin in the Boston area who helped secure the documentation to get my grandfather, grandmother, aunt, and father from Soviet Armenia with literally just the clothes on their backs over to Ellis Island and eventually to settle in Lynn, Massachusetts. My grandfather was a quiet, strong man, truly embodying the phrase, speak softly but carry a big stick. He came over, began working in a shoe factory, eventually moved on to start his own repair shop in downtown Boston. He served briefly in the Navy, though he did not speak much of it, and he prioritized family over anything else. I was also named after him. His name was Mukhertich, which means baptism or the Baptist. My name is Michael. It was a similar offshoot. And honestly, throughout the many years that I was lucky enough to know him, we had a lot of great memories. We had a lot of lessons learned, whether it was how to properly mow the lawn or how to properly play backgammon, how to go about day-to-day household chores, some DIY. He was very resourceful, very capable, and until his body didn't allow him, he was working very hard. He did not stop working in that shoe repair shop he started back in the early 80s until he was about 83 years old. So that tells you everything you need to know about him. The last question I have here is, why is cultural preservation important to you? This is very important to me because it's very easy to just blend into our American society. Some people my age are completely okay with not attending any functions held by the churches, schools, or other organizations. Some find it exhausting to be constantly surrounded by the culture. Some find it suffocating to be Armenian. There's always something going on. There's always somewhere to go. There's always people in your business. But I really don't see it that way, of course. It is easier in some senses, perhaps, to not be Armenian, to not have to go to so many occasions, to not have to dig into your wallet as often, perhaps, and to not be asked too many questions by people who just care about you. But you know, if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? We have a lot of Armenians by choice, notably, some celebrities that have spouses that are Armenian have really made strides to do that. And we see that across social media more often nowadays with cross cultural marriages and such. But I'm really genuinely concerned about the future state of Boston, especially in regards to the Armenian community. Of course, here we are supposedly one of the largest diasporan communities, but we can barely get 400, maybe maximum 500 people together for events and gatherings. And often you're tapping into similar pockets, similar families, similar households, and we have numerous organizations in this state. There was over 100 at some point a few years back when we looked into it, and there are less and less members involved. We have so many organizations without a centralized management system. We've got a lot of community fatigue. It's plagued by the business we create and are surrounded with. We have a lot going on in our lives. Life can be overwhelming. It can be overstimulating. It can prompt people to opt to sit out and relax. And once you start, that comfort can probably settle in pretty easily, and suddenly you won't see those people for a while and you'll miss them and all that. But this is all why it's so important to me to preserve our culture. This is why I joined the Sayat Nova Dance Company. This is why I joined the Armenian Youth Federation. This is why I joined the Armenian Church Youth Organization of America and served with numerous other organizations locally to help them preserve our culture through their works and efforts, whether it was through dancing, through social reform, through cultural events, through fundraisers, through galas, through various different functions and events at churches, halls, and other similar venues. I really wanted to and continue to strive to make efforts to bring people together so that we laugh, sing, dance, and continue to remember our roots, to be proud of our history, to be proud of our rich culture and who we are, and really pass that down to our future generations so that our diasporan communities can survive, because Armenia as we know it is slowly showing signs of capitulation, with the land that is being lost seemingly every week at this point, and maintaining our identity is of utmost importance and is very crucial to our survival.